Alright, we're back for another preparing for Dokkan Battlefield video. This one is actually going to be a little interesting in that I've only got 2 units to awaken right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this video up into 2 halves. One will be right now, where we're going to awaken Rage Trunks and then the Baba Shop Nappa. And then I'm going to release this and put a second part to it when I have 2 more units that I'm ready to actually awaken. So when I summon on like a new, Dokkan Fest or something along those lines. So the first unit we're going to go ahead and awaken is actually this Rage Trunks right here. Now this guy is pretty good. The only reason I say pretty good is because he is very limited in how useful he can be. I'm not the biggest fan of Kefla for kind of a similar reason, but this guy is still like... Kefla has other abilities, whereas this Rage Trunks does not. Here, let's just quickly go over what exactly it is that he does. So, this is Blade of Hope and Dreams Super Saiyan Trunks Future. His leader skill is Super Type Ki +1, HP attack and defense 70%. So when he first came out, he was actually a very viable hero leader. That extra 20% you would get from his leader skill was very useful. And then like if you would bring a friend Vegito Blue, that was like a really good way to go about it. Now, his super attack is the Final Hope Slash, which is obviously a super cool, it's like an awesome looking super, which does immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense. Fortunately, that greatly lowers defense is pretty pointless. Now, his passive skill, Light of Miracles, he changes SCR orbs to intelligence orbs and attack 15% per intelligence orb obtained. So very similar to Kefla, where Kefla will gain attack by getting physical orbs, and she also changes intelligence orbs to those same physical orbs. But Kefla also has a chance to do an additional attack that I believe has a good chance to do a super, and she has a chance to dodge. So she just does so many things that she's a very viable option, especially in something like Super Battle Road. But this Rage Trunks right here, he just is not going to help. He's not going to do very much damage. He can only do 2 things. Support LR Gohan with his orb changing, or do damage with a lot of intelligence orbs. But, it's hit or miss. There's not always going to be a ton of intelligence orbs on the field for you to get. This is why I'm just not a big fan of this guy at all. But I'm going to tell y'all this. On the Hybrid Saiyan team, this guy will be going on my Hybrid Saiyan team. I'll make a rotation with him and LR Gohan, and then the second rotation will be LR Trunks plus LR Trunks and Goten, because they both share Shocking Speed and Shattering Limit, so that will be 4 Ki. And then obviously LR Gohan will be turned into a behemoth by this Rage Trunks. Now this Trunks is farmable, and I will do that farm again when the event comes back, but for now he's just going to remain at SA1 for me. Now this Trunks, his links are Golden Warrior, Messenger from the Future, Super Saiyan, Royal Lineage, Dismal Future, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle. So his links are solid. The one unit, again, I want to pair him with LR Gohan. He does have Prepared for Battle and Super Saiyan there, plus Fierce Battle, so he does have several links to activate for LR Gohan. His 12 Ki multiplier is 140%. And, oh, is that true? Wait, at SA10, he gets an additional 30% added to his super attack. He gets a 30% boost? I had not heard of that. That might not be true. Sometimes the wiki doesn't have all the way correct info. I'll actually have to ask someone. Someone will be able to tell me, because if that was true, when you get to SA10, it would tell you about that boost. Last thing, of course, this guy, I've already mentioned it, but this guy does have the Hybrid Saiyan category, where he is very good if you also have LR Gohan. So definitely think about putting him on there if you do actually have LR Gohan. So the next unit we're going to go ahead and awaken he's an okay, decent unit. I would think he does have a viable spot over on Extreme Physical, because good support units, these Baba Shop units are pretty good support units, and you can always find a place for them on any team, especially if you do not have the 40% support unit for that given team. And I don't have the 40% super boo. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Nappa. The other cool thing is they do work as basically kind of baby god leaders, which is really cool. Alright, so this is Diabolical Strike Nappa. His leader skill is Physical Type Ki +3 and HP attack and defense 70%. So of course he has the same leader skill as Physical Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. His super attack is the Break Cannon, which does supreme damage to enemy. And his passive skill, Total Carnage. Physical Type Ki +2, and then also a great chance of attack and defense 30%. So you're always going to get that Ki, and then you've got a 70% chance of getting 30% to attack and defense, which is substantial, and 70%, that's the same chance as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has of countering. So I love having these Baba Shop units on the team. They do work very well. Now this guy's link set is Saiyan Warrior Race, Brutal Beatdown, Tough as Nails, Berserker, Over 9,000, Shocking Speed, and Shattering the Limit. Yeah, I don't know. He does have Shocking Speed, which a couple of extreme physical units have, and he also has Brutal Beatdown. Those will be like his main links on the team, but of course support units don't necessarily need that good of links. But yeah, obviously he shares Shocking Speed with both Physical Omega and also Physical Cooler. And then Brutal Beatdown he shares with Sin Shenron and Physical Omega Shenron. So on that rotation, he's going to help out an awful lot. His 12 key multiplier is 140%. Not bad. That's not bad. So all in all, the Baba Shop units are very good. I'll continue to get them. I only need to get the Baba Shop Krillin and then the Baba Shop Great Saiyaman. The Krillin will definitely be the next one I get. Alright guys, so from here I'm going to cut, and I will come back when I have 2 more units to awaken. Alright guys, so we are back to cover the last 2 units for this kind of preparing for a Dokkan battlefield here. So the first unit, well, I guess this would technically be the 3rd unit of the video that we're going to look at is actually B-Pan right here. She does get a Dokkan Awakening over on JP. I'm going to go ahead and Dokkan Awaken her now so I can go over her in this video. Even though there are still a couple more copies of her I want to get in, maybe to toss into her dupe paths and also toss into her SA. You get the medals from a 2nd stage that is added to the B-Pan event. She's actually a pretty damn solid card, if I do say so myself. It's actually pretty surprising how good they made her. So this is Exploring the Universe Pan GT Honey. Her leader skill is recover 1500 HP per key of characters type obtained. So leader skill is obviously shit, like you don't need to worry about that. Her super attack is the Maiden Burst, which is supreme damage and a rare chance to stun the enemy. So already she has 1 utility coverage, she can stun. Now her passive skill, Rapid Growth, recover 30% of damage dealt as HP, so she heals as well as stuns. And the second part of her passive, and high chance to reduce incoming damage by 50%. So this would be a 50% chance that she'll reduce damage by 50%. So she could stun, she could heal, and she's a tank. She is really good for Super Battle Road. It's actually surprising how, good they made her, to be honest. Now her links, all in the family, the Saiyan lineage, Battlefield Diva, GT, the Innocence, More Than Meets the Eye, and Shattering the Limit. Mostly her links are pretty bad, but GT, for example, is one link that will allow her to activate with several other units. And I believe she does also have All in the Family, which several other good units like the SCR LR Goku, as well as Ultimate Gohan have. That's, extra defense, which is good since B-Pan is kind of a defensive unit as well. Her 12 key multiplier is 140%, which is good. Obviously, that's, any kind of non-main Dokkan Fest unit that gets 140%. That's pretty damn good. And, of course, if you get her to 5 SA, she is able to launch her super attack at 9 key, which will be, again, incredibly useful in something like Super Battle Road. Also, she is in the Hybrid Saiyan category. So, you can use her in the SCR Ultimate Gohan team as well. So, not bad at all right there. The next unit we will go ahead and take a look. I finally was able to pull her, the Intelligence Bulma. We can go ahead and Dokkan Awaken her with medals from the Boss Rabbit event. And this, of course, this Bulma, she's not really the best, but, you know, I like to get all of the units that Dokkan Awaken, and specifically, you know, I've talked about it many times, you guys will be aware that I like to get as many units that Dokkan Awaken as possible, so I can get them off of that Dokkan Awakening tab. And at this point, if like a new unit drops, it would take me literally like 1 second to scroll down this tab, because I have probably about 80% to 85% of the units that Dokkan Awaken in the game. So this unit is Orb of Girlish Wishes Bulma Youth. Her leader skill is All Types Ki +2. Her super attack is the Rocket Launcher, which does extreme damage and rare chance to stun the enemy. So at least she gets stunned. Her passive skill is Incisive Intellect, which is Ki 2 for all allies and medium chance to stun all enemies. So, I mean, it's okay. She gives some Ki, and maybe there's a chance that she gets stunned. I mean, if her passive worked the same way Intelligence Chaozu's did, then I would love this unit. But, I mean, medium chance is probably pretty low. I don't know. So that would probably be like between 10 to 20%, I would assume. Although, you know, the AGL Super Strike TN I found to be quite useful. Maybe Bulma could be just as useful. And her links are Money, 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 Rival Duo, Brainiacs, The Incredible Adventure, Guidance of the Dragon Balls, and Scientists. So her links are pretty much fodder. You're definitely not going to be bringing her, you know, for her links. Her 12 Ki multiplier is 140%, which is pretty good. And she also can fire supers at 9 Ki once she gets to 10 SA. So, you know, max her super attack level, and she'll be able to use her supers early, which is pretty nice. And last thing, she is part of the Peppy Girls category, the Peachy Peachy Gals category. Always useful having those units. Specifically, you know, obviously because of the Master Roshi event, but, you know, if they made a proper leader, maybe this Bulma could be pretty useful on that team. Who knows? But alright guys, that will cover it. We got the 4 units in. Obviously, Rage Trunks being the most important one as the, you know, big partner for LR Gohan. But don't sleep on that B-Pan. I'm telling y'all, that B-Pan, pretty damn good, I'd have to say so myself. Later, y'all.